Hello. Thanks for agreeing to set up this interview. As you know, we only have a short amount of time, so let's go ahead and get started right away. Now, I know that you've been involved in some work on community issues. Can you tell me what attracted you to the community issue that you chose at the beginning of the semester?
Yeah, so the community issue actually I chose is actually the Fargo Moorhead flooding. And what really inspired me to choose this topic is because I lived about actually an hour away from the Fargo Moorhead area. And living an hour away, really all I heard is about both the Fargo Moorhead flooding and all the devastation and what it did to the people and the environment. So when I was given the opportunity to choose a community issue, all I knew about it, all I had was the Fargo Moorhead flooding and all what happens to the people. So it actually also gave me a chance to research more into what happens with the Fargo Moorhead area and what people do to help stop the Fargo Moorhead flooding. And as a new Fargo Moorhead resident, and as a college student at NESU, I actually am now into what the Fargo Moorhead flooding, what it affects me too. So now as a resident, I could help now stop it.
Okay, thank you. Now, your materials also said that you were involved in a community issue team project that focused on a call to action. Can you share with me what call to action your team put forward and why you chose that call to action?
Yeah, so the call to action I chose is the designated driver. Having a designated driver is because my partner actually had a personal experience with a drunk driver, and she really, really believes into having a designated driver that it helps with taking drunk drivers off the road, which I believe as well. And I believe we should actually get the message out with our speech, and we did some research and we had personal experience and we put a great speech into motivating people to have a designated driver, especially giving a speech to college students where a lot of parties happen. So me and her, we had a good call to action for designated driving because we believed into we believed in what we were saying, and she had a personal experience into what she was saying.
I see. Now, if I were to ask the other members of your team what they think your biggest strength is, what do you think they would say, and why do you think they would say it?
Yeah, so I believe that they would say that my greatest speech is speak. My greatest strength is my improv skills. Actually, because back when I was a high schooler, I was actually in speech, and being in speech really helped me have good speaking skills and talking off the top of my head, especially when you're working on your duo and you forget your lines in a competition. So it really helped. Well, speaking off the top of your head, spouting out funny stuff just to make filler and make it so that you doesn't look like you don't know what you're saying. So being in speech really helped me with my improv skills, and I believe that my partner would believe that my greatest strength is just being able to talk top the top of my head, which is actually really helpful for this interview too, because my speaking skills was greatly improved through having the practice of speaking in speech.
Okay, great. What for you was the most challenging thing about working with your team?
Yeah, so the most challenging thing for me was actually working together, getting a time together so we could actually work. This semester, our schedules really conflicted with my partner, so we actually weren't able to. We really had a hard time working around it and finding a good time to work together. Actually, so it was really hard having time for both of us to work together on our project instead of having to separate duties and working on stuff separately and then coming together at the end. So the hardest part for us was actually getting together and working together so we had good information constantly and putting together our stuff and writing just a good speech. So, but in the end, we were able to get a good speech off it. So I believe that in the end, we did a good job after all.
Thank you. Okay, last question. In 30 seconds or so, tell me what your biggest takeaway was from Com 110 this semester. What will stick with you and be useful to you?
Yeah, so actually, my the biggest thing I take away is actually the whole interview section. like when we did the interview section, we learned more about what kind of interviews, what you should do, and so what you're going to expect in an interview. So this whole section really helped me because in the future I'll be having many interviews after college, hopefully, just trying to get a job. So I feel like this section really, really focuses on how a college student is really going to use this in the future. And that's what I feel like I really took away from this
All right.
course.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me. We'll probably be in touch with you in the next few weeks or so. Take care.
Thank you.